everybody, this is Aymen/Lucky with our segment on TooHotToWalk with our one shot with Mr. Yoni and with Balancing Paws.
Yep, Balancing Paws.
So Yoni, please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure, so I'm Yoni. I came from LA, came out here to go to ASU. I think that was, 12 years ago now, almost 13. Didn't really do too great in school, and my parents weren't too happy, so they decided that they didn't want to support my party endeavors anymore, and I went into dog walking, and then dog walking turned into pet sitting, and pet sitting turned into learning that there was a greater need than just watching people's dogs, but a lot of dogs had socialization issues, and they would bark at doors and jump on people, and they just had a hard time listening. So I kind of worked my way into the training industry, learned from many different people, and got actually a chance to go work with the dog whisperer Cesar Milan for a week, and it kind of all segued in from there. And now, I got this, yard where I do a lot of group training classes, boot camp training classes, and private lessons. So working from dogs that are potentially aggressive and biting and growling and lunging, all the way to just puppies that are just getting started and trying to make sure that they prevent all behaviors or bad behaviors.
Okay, and not to hang on this, that's actually pretty amazing. Like, does he do like training camps for dog trainers?
Yeah, so he does like week long. I think they're somewhere between 4 and 6 days. Some are longer than others, where you can go and learn from him. You don't have to be a dog trainer.
Yeah.
They're just seminar style courses where you go to his ranch and somewhere between 6 hours a day, and so learn from him and his team.
Okay, so let me ask, what's the meaning behind Balancing Paws?
Sure, yeah, Balancing Paws is we're seeking balance with our dogs all the time. So we're seeking balance in our lives. We're seeking balance in anything that you want to learn. The idea is always balance. You can't ever have one extreme or the other. If you do, you're likely to crash and burn. So finding balance in training, finding balance in playtime and excitement, finding balance in just relationship building. So
yeah. Can I ask, so out here in Arizona, is there a particular type of training that is more highlighted, like people need a little bit more?
I think it's probably everywhere where, your most common training that's needed is family dog training, which is, some might call it behavior training, some might call it obedience training. I think it all kind of meshes together, where you just need to be comfortable with your dog to kind of stay in a place. When you ask them to stay in a place, if let's just say someone's coming over or you want to sit down and have a chat or a coffee with somebody, then you've got come when I call you.
Yeah.
Where if the door is left open, or if we're at a dog park or we're at a park and you see a bird or a squirrel or another dog and you start running over there, even if you don't have a malicious intent, there could be cars in the way, there could be kids in the way, there could be all sorts of things. So I want to make sure you come when I call you, and then walk good on a leash. So walk politely on a leash, have good leash manners. I don't want to pull my rotator cuff because I got a 200-pound Saint Bernard that doesn't know how to walk properly. So I think that those are the three main things that I work with the most, and those segue into having a better behaved dog, having a better relationship with your dog, being able to go to places that, outdoor breweries that allow dogs, and hikes that allow dogs. Obviously not in this heat, but when the temperature allows it. So
I guess my next question is for myself. Like, I just got a American Bulldog puppy.
Nice.
Right? It's 8 weeks old. I brought it in with my little
brand new.
Super brand new.
Nice.
Super brand new. And I guess my question is, when should I bring my dog in for training?
Sure. So at that stage, there's no need for a boot camp style training. So if we just leave your dog here at 8 weeks old, not much we can do besides potty training, kennel training, those things. And then it also those puppies take up some time, right? So if we have a group of dogs, the puppy's gonna have to go out 5 times to every 1 time the other ones go out. But what you can start doing is private lessons, where you learn how to prevent bad habits, you learn how to properly potty train and crate train, you learn how to properly interact with the puppy, versus what most people will do is just kind of wing it until the dog starts misbehaving.
Yeah.
Okay. Or they'll chalk it up to, oh, he's just being a puppy. So in my opinion, there's a whole variety of things that you can do right away that will help you prevent those bad habits and also make puppyhood a little less stressful for you and a little less expensive because, you know, they can chew things up, they could potentially eat things they shouldn't be eating. So vet bills can pile up. Obviously, if you just got a new couch, or even if it's not new, couches aren't cheap, right? So couches, beds, blankets, glasses, anything like that, they can get their hands or little mouths on. So
for your boot camps, what's usually the age range that people would bring your
yeah,
dogs in
for the boot camps, I'll usually try to start some, you know, I would say the best place to start is somewhere between 5 and 7 months.
5 and 7 months.
But if, you know, obviously if the dogs are older, I've got some dogs that come in here that are 10, some dogs that are 9 and 8, and there's never, it's never too late.
Never too. Okay.
So, you know, as the old saying goes, the best time to start is as soon as possible, but, you know, the next best time is today. So do your best to get started and, you know, learn what you can. And ideally, everything that we do here isn't just training, but it's going to strengthen the bond that you already have with your dog. So that's one of the parts that I feel like a lot of people overlook is, you know, we're not just sitting here, and this is awesome, right? We can tell, you know, Jasmine and Kakoa to stay on their place and have a conversation, but the thing that is kind of below the surface is the relationship that I share with them.
Yeah.
That I'm able to do this effortlessly without having to worry about other dogs being let out or other people moving around, or, you know, if I sneeze or stand up to go fix something or anything like that, I know that they're looking for direction versus just acting on a whim and reacting to stimulus.
Okay. And I have to admit, they are completely just chill.
Yeah, so Jasmine is my dog. She's been with me since the beginning in the college days. And then Kakoa is one of my star students. He's been here for a while. They started actually at 8 weeks old.
Yeah.
They did private lessons starting from 8 weeks old up until, you know, I would say they didn't do as many private lessons after the 6-month stage.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, his owner, she and him, they come to group classes almost every weekend. Whenever she's out of town, she does a shorter boot camp, like she's out of town for a weekend. And, you know, I'll know that if it's a dog I've already worked with, I'm happy to do a few days of training or a week long of training versus my more extensive programs, just because I know I already have a relationship with the dog. So it's not like I'm starting from scratch and I'm not like promising, oh, you can leave your dog here for a weekend and we're going to make some huge changes.
Yeah.
That's just not realistic, right? So it has to be a time where I can develop a relationship with the dog, teach the dog, and then let you take over that relationship and be consistent.
You know, to stick on the subject of consistency, do you find that a lot of people bring their dogs back to you because they're not being very consistent?
I would say that they either give up.
Yes.
Okay, so it's like, oh, we aren't consistent people, or, you know, we're not willing to do the hard work. And in reality, I don't find that very often.
Yeah.
Because I do my best to simplify it as much as possible to, like I said earlier, those 3 things of walk really good on a leash, stay in a place really well, and come when I call you.
Yeah.
So the consistency, I feel, is pretty good overall for my client base or my students. And then some will come back just for the group classes are fun. You're socializing with other people of like-mindedness as far as we all want our dogs to behave in a group setting versus we just want them to lose control.
Yeah.
Or drain their energy by running around, right? So I will have some come back for refreshers. I will have some that, you know, there are inherently sometimes more difficult dogs. You know, that's just the reality of it, where you've got a dog that is potentially aggressive or, you know, reacting to certain things that you need to work a little bit harder with. So those people are happy to, you know, it's like every time they go on a vacation, they'll bring them back because they'd rather they get the extra work versus, you know, a pet sitter that just comes over and hangs out with their dog for the weekend. So
yeah, I like that. Do you have any online classes that people can kind of?
Yeah, so I have a couple different courses online. It's all kind of bundled up now, but there's puppy courses. There's my 4-phase program, which kind of goes from how to develop a relationship, how to properly communicate, all the way to getting them to behave off the leash. Jasmine, go to your place. It's getting a little warm for her, probably.
Oh, yes.
Lay down. So, and then the ability to obviously get them to go back there effortlessly. So, the 4-phase program, like I was saying, starts from making sure that they understand, they being the humans, understand what the behaviors are, why the dogs do things, how to properly communicate to the dog. Then in phase 2 kind of goes into mastering the leash training, right? Walk good on a leash, start with some basic obedience, sit, stay, down, place, etc. Phase 3 introduces some of the off-leash stuff, come when I call you. stay in your place without the leash on. And then phase 4 is more of the, I would say, like the fancy stuff, right? Take your dog to the brewery, be comfortable in more distracting settings, but none of that's possible without the first 3 phases. And then I've got a puppy program on there that just for a brand new puppy owner from about 8 weeks till about somewhere between 4 and 6 months. And I've also got a pool program on there because we live in Arizona and we need to teach dogs how to, not so much how to swim, but how to get in and out of the pool comfortably so they don't panic in the pool.
Oh, it's crazy. I've looked up like a few dog shows. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah.
And that makes sense, right? That does make sense out here. Well, shoot. Well, I'm not going to keep the pups out here any longer.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I'm even getting a little
bit
of a sweat.
It's starting to warm up. It's not even 7 a.m. and we're getting hot out here.
But once again, thank you, Yomi.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Can you tell the viewers where they can find you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've got a website, balancingpawsdogtraining.com. You can get all my information on programs, packages, online training, everything there. I've got an Instagram @balancingpaws. I post stories with the boot campers all day long. I will sometimes do some behind-the-scenes private lessons. And then besides that, I've also got Facebook, which is the same thing, @balancingpaws. And then besides that, everything they can find is on the website. So balancingpawsdogtraining.com.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
man.
Thank you. So nice to meet you. I appreciate this.
Yeah, catch y'all. And once again, make sure you follow Yoni. Look up everything for Balancing Paws. If you're in Scottsdale, Phoenix, Tempe, regardless, make sure you come down here to get your little pups trained. And once again, thank you guys again. This is your Too Hot to Walk segment with One Shot. Take care. There we go.
Sweet, man. Thank you.
Nice and easy. Nice and easy.
Castaways. Hold up. We are castaways. Drop it like it's hot.